greatest country in the world, and it is worth fighting for. It is worth bleeding for, and if it takes it, it's worth dying for the greatest country that this world has ever seen.
Up, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We're starting off strong Tuesday.
What is going on?
What's going on, everybody? Let's go ahead and get the business out of the way first. Make sure to hit that like button. The more you hit the like button, the more people see this video. How did I just notice we got a new thing?
We've had it for days. We've had it for
We've
days.
been there for a week.
Well, excuse me for doing the show. All right, I can pay attention to everything Royce does by doing his job. Either way,
Oh my
moving
gosh.
on.
There we
Make
go.
sure to hit that like button, hit that follow button. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to echo a sentiment that I heard from Dan Bongino yesterday with the alarming new reports of the FBI knowing that this was going to happen. The FBI knew. The FBI has been tracking this guy since 2019. I'm not 100% sure. And Mr. President, I hope that you are listening, or James or Stephen or Alex or Taylor or Miss Susie. I hope you guys are watching this. I agree with Dan. I'm not sure that you're going to make it to Inauguration Day, Mr. President.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you win, I'm not positive that you're going to make it, because there is an inside attempt on your life right now. And this is the second time. You're averaging one a month. And it's only going to get worse. And I fear for your life, sir. And not only do I fear for your life because I do know you personally, and I believe that you're the right person for the job of this country, I fear for this country if your life is taken. Lots to talk about. If you believe this is an inside job, comment yes or no in the chat right now, especially with everything that has come out. Florida, got to give it to Ron DeSantis credit when credit's due. We call balls and strikes. Right now, Florida is in a battle with the federal government refusing to give custody of this would-be assassin over to the feds. Because Florida knows that the federal government is most likely behind this. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to tell you today that President Trump is not safe. And it's only getting darker, more twisted, and more questions are arising, which can only lead to one destination, and that is, from the top down, there is an active attempt to take out President Trump. And you have to ask yourselves, if the evil demons in Washington, D.C. want Trump gone, why is that? And we're going to try our best to answer that today, but we need your help. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that share button. Let's talk about who's in the studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, surgery survivor, COVID-19 survivor, the grandpappy, not Mexican Cartel Tony is in the building today.
Hola, everybody. Buenos dias. Man, I used to work on my Spanish. My Spanish is really slacking lately.
Just so you guys know, Tony underwent massive surgery yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he told me that he had a doctor's appointment.
He had his Spanish,
Like, that was
Yep.
his thing.
apparently he had his Spanish removed.
I got a checkup.
That's what it was. Yep.
All right, producer Royce is in
What
the
is
building.
up?
There we go. All right,
Good
got
morning,
the hat
good
backwards
morning.
today. He's ready for business.
He's gangster.
That's right.
And everybody's favorite professional DJ, I guess now.
Let's hear it.
Yes! Joey Jason! Yes! Oh man, dang!
You
my
welcome.
insult. Hang on. Go back to
I
you.
knew
Let's
it
do
was
again.
coming.
Go
I
back
knew
to
it was
you.
coming. That's
Go
why
back
I
to you.
got
I can play it. I don't have to do it again.
All right, everybody's favorite redneck, Hot Seat Todd. Play it. Yeah.
You need to do that little two-step, dog.
I did not think that you had changed it that quickly.
I knew
and
it was
so
coming. I knew it was coming, and that's why I got spoons.
Well, you had some DJ music yesterday, and it just totally
It
ruined
was at request of Todd for the DJ.
Dude,
Well,
it
that
does
is the
not
opening intro to my show. So I was
Well,
like,
that's
well,
fine, but it doesn't fit the character that is Hot
That's
Seat
fine.
Todd in my.
I'll
in
play
my
spoons every morning.
Should we do it one more time? Should we do it one more time?
Yeah. Do it. 3, 2, yeah.
Tomorrow I'll have a banjo.
Oh man.
Oh, it's so
Todd,
funny.
no offense, but you remind me of a leprechaun more than you do a little redneck guy.
Spoon
Little
man.
redneck guy. Wow.
All right, everybody on audio is wondering what in the
What in
world is
God's
happening
name?
right now. Okay, all right. Let's. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today, but let's get into our first sponsor. We want to talk about our friends at Patriot Mobile. Ladies and gentlemen, we need everyone to support the companies that support us. You need to go check out patriotmobile.com/Graham right now. With the promo code Graham, you're going to get a free month. Absolutely free. Join me, Dan Bongino, Dana Lash, Glenn Beck, Sebastian Gorka, Charlie Kirk, and the list goes on and on. They've got the Patriot Mobile One technology with dual towers. If AT&T sucks, you can switch to Verizon. Verizon sucks, you can switch back to AT&T. And they've also got the new unplugged phone. You want to get away from the government. You want to be a little bit more private, a little bit more secure. Get the unplugged phone. Todd, you have just switched to Patriot Mobile. Tell everybody really quick how easy it is. 30 seconds or less. Go.
It's really simple. I was with a company that starts with a V and rhymes with Eisen, and I literally just logged in, created an account, ported my number over, and it was done. And I know a lot of people in the chat talk about the plans with Patriot Mobile, like I don't have enough data. If you're like me and you're on the internet a lot at your house, you can use your hotspot data and have them zero it out and give you more data for your actual phone. And it's look, I've had no problems. The number one thing is when you call them, you talk to Amber, Frank, or John, not Kasim, Habib, and Hi John. That's the big thing. You can understand them. They can understand you. It's a great company.
What's your name? Joe. All right. Anyway, the biggest thing is make sure to support the people that support us, because without them, this show can't continue. So if you're thinking about switching, or if you're tired of giving your hard-earned money to people who hate you, go to patriotmobile.com/Graham. Promo code Graham gets you a free month. Make the switch right now. All right, Todd. Why don't you take this first one here that Royce has deemed Florida Boy in the notes?
I didn't deem it. Well, okay, I did title it.
You did
that.
deem it Florida Boy. You titled it this.
Okay, but look at the
First
tweet.
of all, I see something in the
Florida
notes
Boy.
that says Florida Boy. I have no idea what we're about to get into.
I'm a Florida boy. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Not
you
this
say
one though.
I?
Not the.
Did you just,
Royce's cousin, Florida Boy, was arrested and he perp walked, thrown in jail after bringing about a kill list and showing off an arsenal of weapons. Go down to the picture because this is
It's a video, bro.
yeah,
Okay,
the thing we
so-
want to show you is the arsenal.
the arsenal. Okay, because they were airsoft guns.
Yes.
What?
They were airsoft guns.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Shall we
Yeah,
watch
play-
and see?
yeah.
What?
play
Show
it.
it. Stop it when you see the arsenal laying on the bed. Don't get me wrong. This is a little demon. I mean, he had a kill list, and he obviously his parents don't love him enough to pull off their belt and whoop his butt.
Put that foot down. Let me get the other foot.
Who's recording this? Is the
Yeah.
thing.
His mom.
All right. Come on
Oh,
in
his
here.
mom's
Have a seat.
recording?
I don't know, maybe.
We're going to gather up some paperwork and get things started for you. You have any questions?
He said no, sir.
Do you have any questions?
We're going to start doing
There you
Monday
go.
is
All right. Orange tip, airsoft,
Right.
airsoft. All airsoft weapons.
Okay, so
Yeah, but keep going.
But keep
Look at what
going.
else he's
Now
got.
he had some like
since
samurai
parents you don't want to
swords.
raise your kid, I'm going to start raising them.
There you go.
Every time we make an arrest.
He had ninja stars.
That's what I'm
and,
saying.
like,
Okay, so
samurai
I mean, even
swords.
if they're okay, so they're airsoft guns, but this kid obviously has a fascination with weapons that will hurt people. So there's something wrong with this kid.
all right, so I agree. I appreciate the police doing their job. My question is, where's the parents?
Yeah, for real.
How old was he? Does it say how old he was?
But you know what though, man? He's 11. He's
Okay.
11.
Yeah, 11-year-old.
All right, here's the thing. And here's my only thing. And this is just me. This is me like we're supposed to call balls and strikes, letter of the law, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. He should have been detained right there in the police car until the parent got to the school. See what I'm saying? I don't know. I got a big problem if that wasn't his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was, but 11 years old. Okay, that's Anna Grace. Anna Grace is 11. And so, yes, there's something wrong going on there. And, you got this kind of arsenal. You need to go to the Michael Myers asylum real quick.
For sure.
But where's the parents on this? It is the only thing that I have to say. I don't know. I hope that's the mom, but you would feel like the mom would be saying something if that was in fact the mom.
Yeah, but honestly though, I don't see anything wrong with this kid's arsenal itself. When I was his age, I had Nerf guns.
Did they find it at
airsoft,
school?
I had paintball. He didn't bring it to his school. The problem is the kill list.
Okay,
and talking to people.
And again, I'm not saying, okay, so let's read what Colin has to say. Something's not making sense here. So they found a kill list, which granted, you got to deal with that. All right. Let's see. Go up.
Yeah, he had bragging about a kill list and showing off an arsenal of weapons.
11-year-old showed his arsenal to classmates and threatened violence. So he must have shown them a picture. Was charged with a felony for the written threat of a mass shooting. Go down. The sheriff also published a video of the boy being led into the... So the sheriff took this. For the little B words out there who think it's funny, you want to get on social media, you ain't that smart, you're going to get caught. Okay, I'm going to give this a 50-50.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. You got to take this stuff seriously, and bravo to Florida. Like, hey, you think this is funny, you want to joke around, all this other stuff. The only other thing I'm going to say, this ain't even a teenager. This is an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Where's the mama? Where's the parents? You know what I'm saying? And I'm also pretty positive. I'll have to look into this. Comment below if you know. Are you allowed to just openly just share on social media the photo and the picture of an 11-year-old? Like, you know what I mean?
True. Like,
I don't know. I gotta look into that too. So I'm gonna call this a 50-50 here. I got a problem that the parents aren't there, because I got a problem, with that. But we need more schools that crack down on this type of stuff as well.
I don't know about you guys, man, but I mean, after I saw that table of all those knives, I mean, I grew up in a gang neighborhood where everybody was packing guns and drive-by shootings and whatnot. And all those knives, that's like Walking Dead kind of stuff where people are walking around samurai swords and chopping zombies' heads off.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying they shouldn't have dealt with this, and the kid obviously needs some mental help. I'm not saying that in any regard, and I'm glad they're doing it. The only problem I have, if I found out that Anna Grace had a kill list and she's been perp walked, booked in the jail, and I ain't even got a phone call, dude.
Yeah, well, they're not allowed to talk to him without you being present.
Well, that's
like,
all
period.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And then, again, the question is, are you allowed to release that on an 11-year-old? Like that. That's the question.
I assume they got the parents' permission or something, because the sheriff's department. There's no way, right?
Yeah, well,
I don't know. Comment below. Do you think it was right or wrong? Or do you think it's a 50-50 like I gave it? I think it's a 50% right, 50% wrong. Comment yes or no in the chat. Let me know what you think. All right, Todd, I know you want to take this one. In a shocking announcement, go for it, Todd.
Donald J. Trump will attend the Alabama-Georgia football game right now. As it's right now. Now, they did say his schedule's subject to change, but he has plans to come to God's house in Tuscaloosa, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, to attend the Alabama-Georgia game. Both teams are undefeated right now. Georgia's got a game this week. The appearance follows a recent assassination, and we're going to have a discussion on this because Graham doesn't agree with it. I do agree with it. Go, Graham. Tell him why.
I don't agree with it because his protection is compromised. And so I don't see how, if you think that this is a good idea that he's going to arguably the biggest game of the regular college football season, I disagree 100%. If you disagree, comment yes or no. I think it is bad because his security is compromised without a doubt. And we're going to go through this today and show everybody He cannot trust his own security. So right now, by the time this goes on, it'll be 2 weeks since he was shot at or since someone tried to kill him again. And you're going to go to a stadium of 100,000 plus people in open air. It's not even a closed stadium. Also, there's going to be at least 500,000 people surrounding the stadium. I don't know, man. I don't think it's smart right now. There's a difference between being brave and being stupid. I think it's being stupid because you can't trust your own security. Your rebuttal, sir.
Well, I will be there, of course. The only thing that sucks is it's a 7:30 Central Time kickoff, which means we're going to have to get there at 1 o'clock because the security is going to be so tight. I think it is a great idea because you can't live in fear. Like, I understand, he's had 2 attempts on his life at this point. His security sucks. Apparently, it looks like there's a mole inside his organization somewhere feeding people current locations. But this shows the country that he doesn't care and that he's in charge. He's in control. He's not worried. I know what'll happen. They'll take his bulletproof convoy. They'll drive him right up to the elevator, put him in the elevator, put him up in front of bulletproof glass. Everything will be fine. I think it's a great idea.
Well, that's the thing. Is Alabama going to put bulletproof glass where
sure
he's going to be
will.
at? Because last time he went, he was in a suite Alabama didn't have the glass in the suite. He was just
but
there.
I'm sure, just like they do at his rallies, I'm sure they can put up some bulletproof glass.
Well, they've got that temporary where you move it.
Exactly.
I want to rebut on this one thing, okay? And this is a good discussion for everyone here. A lot of people are like, he's coming to Alabama. He's fine. He was just shot at, or he was just in Florida.
Yeah.
Well, supposed to be the reddest state in the country right now.
West Palm Beach, Florida, and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. That's 2 different Souths.
Okay, let me put it like this. To get to Mar-a-Lago, you have to go to Palm Beach, cross over a bridge on a strip that is only one way in, one way out. Okay, like in his own beach area, his own golf course, and somebody still got to him. Okay, and we're going to go down the list here of how egregious this was. Like I told you yesterday, it's even worse than Pennsylvania. Now you're going to go into not your territory, not your area. And look, I think there comes a point where you have to realize, President Trump, I truly believe that you are the answer and you are the problem solver this country needs. But if you keep putting yourself in danger, I think President Trump has to also acknowledge that if something happens to him, this whole country burns. The whole country burns if something happens to him. So as president, if you want to be presidential, there is a fine line between being strong in the face of adversity, which he has done in spades, and being stupid. I think this one's stupid.
I have a question.
I think it's a great idea.
How many people fit in that stadium?
Over 100,000.
Over 100,000.
Okay,
but we got to think of the 100. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Greg. How many employees do they have?
How
many employees do you think they employ there?
A lot.
Okay,
I would say probably
all those
5,000-6,000.
Out of all those people, all the employees, all the fans that go in there, all you need is one. It's a logistical nightmare because all the delivery trucks that are coming in with toilet paper, paper towels, food, anything and everything you need for that amount of people. Plus, we all know that his security detail is compromised, or we think it is. It is just a logistical nightmare because, like Graham said, right now, having all those people in one, all you need is just one crazy person or one group that can smuggle some weapons in through whatever kind of car.
I understand what y'all are saying.
Hey,
okay.
Real quick, Royce, people are saying DeSantis is doing a live conference right now. Can you see if you can find that really quick? Go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying. I get it. But there wasn't 102,000 Bubbas at West Palm Beach. You think
all of them with no guns to help?
It doesn't matter, man. You really think like there'll be 102,000 people that
hold that thought. Let's.
He's not speaking right now yet, though. He's not
speaking. Okay,
I'll wait until he's up.
It will not just be the Secret Service and police that are going to be on the lookout for somebody that's suspect. There's going to be a whole bunch of Alabama people and Georgia fans doing the same.
Okay,
but this is not the place to wear your Harris Waltz shirt. I'm be real with you.
Okay, I see both sides. We don't need to spend 30 minutes on this. The only other thing I'm going to say is, why in the balls are you announcing it? Like you see what I'm saying? Now you've given someone 2 weeks to set up to try to take you out. You see what I'm saying?
That's
like,
very true.
I don't get it. I don't
That's
understand
what I love about him, man.
I think this was planned beforehand, and I wouldn't be shocked if it changes. All right, real quick, let's get into Mark Cuban. He's a moron. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this.
Sorry, I had the polling up.
Why are we at the poll? Oh, new polling. Oh, okay. This is Nate Silver, new polling. He's got Trump winning Pennsylvania, winning Michigan and Wisconsin. It's going to put him at 312 to 226 for Kamala. This is why they're trying to kill him right here, because Kamala doesn't have a shot. They're trying to kill him. All right, let's go to Mark Cuban real quick. We got to get into our next sponsor. Apparently, Ron DeSantis is doing a press conference. I want to go in live and see what that is. Billionaire Mark Cuban says he's interested in purchasing Fox News and X. 2 problems. 1, X is not a publicly traded company, so he can't. And 2, he even admits he doesn't have the money to do it. I want to purchase the Buffalo Bills football team. Do you take a check? Because that's all I got. Don't cash it yet. But just let me go ahead and take it. What a stupid person. How do these stupid people become billionaires? Anyway, all right, speaking about money, let's talk about how you need to protect yours, because things are getting bad. Ladies and gentlemen, in October, we've got an October surprise from the BRICS. The BRICS is going to announce an alternative to the U.S. dollar to take over the superpower of the currency worldwide. What does that mean for you? That means that your dollar is going to be worth far, far less than it is worth right now. So that's why we're asking you to check out our friends over at Birch Gold. You can simply text the word Graham. That's GRAHAM to the number 989898 right now. They're going to send you a free information kit on how gold, silver, and precious metals can protect your money in this uncertain economy and the uncertainty of the world. It's 25 pages, free information kit. They're going to call you because they don't know where you live and they got to send it to you. And free information is vital information. So we're asking everyone to please simply text the word Graham, that's GRAHAM, to 989898 right now. All right. While we're waiting on this briefing or this news conference by Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, someone else is speaking right now, but I'm keeping an eye on it. So as soon as DeSantis is out.
I wonder if he's got info. So we'll go to that live once it's on there. So make sure to hit that like button, hit the share button. Let's go into the battle that is going on, which is going to be funny if he says in the press conference, we've turned Routh over to the feds. Anyway, all right. DeSantis' tweet after the attempted shooting happened was the state of Florida will be conducting its own investigation regarding the attempted assassination at Trump International Golf Club. The people deserve the truth about the would-be assassin and how he was able to get within 500 yards of the former president and current GOP nominee. Yesterday, reports started airing that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is refusing to hand over the shooting suspect, Ryan
He's
Routh,
coming up now, by the way.
over to the feds. All right, let's go to him real quick. Let's see what this live briefing is. Hit the like button, hit the share button. Let's listen in.
He just walked out, so I'm sure he's up.
For his steadfast leadership of this great state. And I also want you to know that within just hours after this heinous attempt on former President Donald Trump, Governor DeSantis took action and directed state law enforcement to find the truth, to hunt for the truth, and that's what we're doing. We're hunting. Florida is a law and order state, and we will not sit idly by while anybody stonewalls information sharing amongst our law enforcement entities. We know that if we want answers, we got to go get them. And our proud law enforcement officers and deputies are out there doing that, and we are happy to do that for this great state. Additionally, Florida law enforcement is very fortunate to have Attorney General Moody and her prosecutors to help us.
All right, we'll come back when he's back on there. Let's get through the rest of this stuff really quick. All right, DeSantis right now is refusing to hand over Ryan Routh to the feds because basically he doesn't trust the feds. This is DeSantis in a clip on his comments on the FBI. Let's listen to what he has to say. Royce is going to keep an eye on the news conference here. I wonder if they've uncovered any new stuff. But either way, this is what he had to say yesterday at a briefing. Play it.
I have not talked to him yet. I did announce yesterday we're going to be doing a state-level investigation. I understand that the feds are involved, but we do believe that there were multiple violations
he's stepping up
of
now.
state law. We
Okay,
also
pause it and go to it. Never mind. We'll come back to it. All right, here we
Yeah,
go.
turn the volume up.
It's Max. I already tried.
Kerner.
Oh, never
Oh,
mind.
okay.
Just introduce somebody else.
All right. Okay, never mind. We'll come back then. People are saying he already spoke. These are just updates
man.
from law enforcement officers. Okay, back to the point. Back to the clip. Play it. This is why he's not giving over Ryan Routh to the feds. Play it.
believe that there's a need to make sure that the truth about all this comes out in a way, that's credible. I mean, I look at the federal government with all due respect to them. Those same agencies that are prosecuting Trump in that jurisdiction are now going to be investigating this. I just think that may not be the best thing for this country. Nevertheless, they have their prerogative, but we have our prerogative. And so we'll be making an announcement further along those lines in the ensuing days.
All right. And so then he goes on Jesse Waters. Now, this is a 3.5-minute video, but I think it's important. Hey, look, Ron DeSantis made a huge mistake running against President Trump in the election. We've all talked about that, but you got to call balls and strikes. If you agree with what Ron DeSantis is doing right now, comment yes or no in the comment section. Let's hear what he had to say on Jesse last night.
Now, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. So this happened in your state. What are you going to do about it, Governor?
Well, the state of Florida is going to do our own investigation. Clearly, there were multiple violations of Florida law. We also, I think, have an interest in vindicating the truth about where this guy came from, what his motivations were. The people of our state deserve that. I don't think it's in the best interest of this country to say that agencies like the FBI and DOJ, which are trying to prosecute Trump in South Florida, they're on appeal at the 11th Circuit trying to reinstate an indictment that had been dismissed, that they're the best people to turn around and, one, give us the truth about this defendant, but also to prosecute the case where they don't have as strong of jurisdictional claims. And so we are going to be doing our investigation. I'm going to have more to say on that very shortly about what precisely we're going to do. But I would note, Jesse, I've played golf with the president when he was in office at that course. It's a great golf course. That part of the property, the 5th green, the 6th hole, and then the 7th tee, that is right there up against the fence line. So the fence line is covered with shrubbery. So if you were just walking by, you couldn't really see inside. But that is clearly the biggest point of vulnerability on that course, because if you're burrowed into those shrubs, you have a pretty clear line of sight on a number of golf holes. And so when I heard that this had happened, there were kind of conflicting reports. Maybe two people were shooting at each other. They said, no, this was meant for President Trump. I immediately knew exactly what part of the course it would have been in. So how did this guy get in there? How was he able to burrow in? And yeah, we're thankful that the Secret Service agent, when he saw the muzzle of the gun, fired and caused the defendant to leave. But that guy was burrowed in there, seems like, for the rest of the night. How did that happen?
Right. Thank God for that agent. Thank God for that agent.
I wonder if that
course should have been
agent
swept
is,
before, and that vulnerability should have been neutralized. When you hear the Democrats
In
talk
fact,
about
that's a
this,
good question.
I don't
Why don't we have any statements from that agent? Remember in Pennsylvania how we had all these statements from the Secret Service about the agent and the counter sniper shots and all this other kind of stuff? I wonder why we haven't had any statements about
he's been put on
about
leave.
that guy. I wonder if they put the muzzle on that guy.
I'm sure they put the muzzle on all of them because how the previous investigation went.
All I'm saying is got to give props where props are given. Ron DeSantis refusing to hand over this guy, I think, is huge. And to a person's point, he just put a target on himself here because the feds want to get a hold of this guy. Why? Because I believe it to be an inside job. That's why they want to get their hands on this guy. They do not want the state of Florida doing their own investigation into this dude. And we're going to tell you why after our final sponsor today. So make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that share button, people, because it is about to get really, really interesting.
Do we know, does the Secret Service handle their when an agent shoots at somebody or shoots somebody, you know how the police departments, they put them on administrative leave until they do their own investigation? Is that something that they might have done?
Maybe, but still, where's the statements?
Yeah.
Because at the Pennsylvania thing, there were statements galore, right? Like, so where is this guy? Or girl? Maybe it was a girl. I'm pretty sure it was a guy. But either way, that's my question there.
It was an agent that was breastfeeding their kid in the bushes and just happened to
run across them. All right, let's get into our new sponsor for this episode, Freedom Chat. Let me ask you a question. How many of you are concerned that your privacy is being attacked by the radical left? The deep state, including the DOJ, is invading individuals' private messages and targeting them based on their political affiliation. That's why we've partnered with Freedom Chat, a private social messaging app like me that believes privacy is a fundamental human right. Freedom Chat offers true end-to-end encryption, built-in screenshot protection to ensure that no one can screenshot your conversations, no storage of messages on their servers, and no commercial use of user data. This is the app I trust, and it's the app my family and I rely on, especially as we approach the election. Download the app right now by going to freedomchat.com/Alan. I am such a fan of these guys that I've even created my own private channel, which you can subscribe to for exclusive content, including never before seen images, videos, and posts. Simply download the app, search for my channel, and subscribe. If you're on, the devil's phone, an Android, you can simply scan the QR code on your screen and subscribe to their wait list, or go to freedomchat.com/Alan. Again, that's freedomchat.com/Alan, freedomchat.com/Alan. All right. Why would the federal government want to get a hold of this guy? Because they're in on it. That's why they want to get a hold of this guy. How do we know this? Last episode, literally yesterday, we said it is only a matter of time, Todd, before we hear what?
Oh, the company line. The company line.
Yeah, which is?
He was on our radar.
He was on our radar. And then sure enough, yesterday afternoon, without fail, FBI admits that the Trump shooter, Ryan Routh, has been on their radar since 2019. Oh, my Lord. How many times can an organization mess up in the same way over and over and over again? The FBI knew about this guy. The FBI was monitoring this guy.
Of course they did.
The FBI, absolutely. FBI, full-blown idiots. That's what it needs to stand for now. Full-blown idiots at this point. The FBI 100% knew. The FBI is in on it, people. If you believe this to be true, comment yes or no in the chat.
Are they idiots, or they're calculated and they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing?
I think it's a little of both. Like, I really do. I think it's to the point to where the good agents that could actually get stuff done are censored and like watched, and then you have a group of like guys that are just moles and pieces of garbage, and then you have the ones in the middle that should be bagging groceries at Walmart. Like, I think it's
maybe
just a collection of it.
But it gets even worse. Okay, and here is a video that honestly makes my blood boil. Cellular data shows that the subject was there for 12 hours. Play it.
Cellular data shows that the subject was in the vicinity of the golf course roughly 12 hours before the engagement with the United States Secret Service. Our investigative teams conducted a neighborhood canvass in an effort to collect and obtain relevant video footage.
Lord help us.
The subject had an active online presence, and we are going through what he posted and any searches he conducted online. In addition, we're going through media reports and public statements he made that he wanted to recruit Afghan soldiers and others to fight.
Do we have the thing where the FBI admits they didn't do a search? Can we pull that up? Can we find that really quick? Okay, so this guy was there. One, FBI admits that he's been on their radar since 2019. Two, we know for a fact he was there for 12 hours before the president shows up. Three, they make this statement. Do we have it, Royce?
1 second.
Keep
talking 1 second. I got
this dude, like, so this guy was found guilty of of possession of a weapon of mass
2002.
destruction.
In
yeah,
2002.
Why was he not on the radar in 2002? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wasn't he in somebody's book?
I just can't help but think if I had been arrested for having a weapon of mass destruction, I feel like that would have stuck with me for quite a while.
You'd still be in jail.
Royce, I sent it in the chat.
Yeah,
if that's
I got
easier.
it. I got it.
Okay, here you go. So this is all you need to see. Here's his line of sight. Okay, so this is from the purpose of the golf course, by the way. So yeah, he had a direct line of sight. But if you go to the top of the article right here, from the New York Post, the Secret Service admits that the golf course wasn't searched before the Trump assassination attempt. Let me just say that one more time so it sinks in. We know this guy was there for 12 hours before Trump got on the golf course. And the Secret Service knows the president's going to go to a golf course, and they don't do a search of the golf course.
But didn't they make the statement with the help of a drone? I'm pretty sure they said that, like with the help of an agent that saw the barrel and all that, and drone surveillance. Like, how did Trump get to hole 5?
Well, I have so many questions here.
There's so many.
Go to the New York Post cover. Go to the New York Post cover, please. I'm going back now. 12 hours lying in wait, New York Post. Okay. Now I want to take you to the next one, the video clip, the next one in the lineup. Can't remember what news organization it was. This is Fox. All right. They're saying that he had inside information. They're now admitting this. If you believe that to be true, comment yes or no in the thing. Play it.
Where is the suspect now? I know he's behind bars, but where?
Well, what we did is we turned him over to the Federal Bureau of
Pause. People are saying
Investigation
DeSantis is talking. Okay, can we go back to it? Can we go back to it?
Yep.
Go.
Well, it's not a question of casting doubt. I'm going to answer you. So,
Good Lord, it's like a 45-second question.
well, for a couple reasons. One, the federal government does not have jurisdiction to bring an attempted murder charge. If you look at the federal statute, it applies to current federal officials.
Oh, he's finished.
Okay, so I'm explaining to you why that's happening, if you let me finish. So they don't have jurisdiction over a case that's not a federal official or is a apparent winner of a presidential election or the formally declared president-elect. So right then and there, we have the ability to pursue potentially life in prison under state law. That's a huge reason why we should move forward at the state level than that. And it is the case that you have a situation where these charges that were brought in this jurisdiction, Southern District of Florida, by the federal government, they were dismissed by a federal judge, and now they're on appeal trying to get those reinstated. And they have a right to do that. But I would note to you, it was Merrick Garland who assigned a special counsel because he said there was a political issue and they wanted to appear to be above it. He was the one that did that. There really was no true conflict. If these were normal crimes, you could have done it. But they did a special counsel. And so if you did a special counsel for that, wouldn't those same concerns animate whether you're the appropriate jurisdiction? So they cannot pursue charges to the extent we can. And yes, I do think that there's a lot of concern about how these agencies have operated. And the state of Florida, I mean, you know, for us, all weird shit is the truth. We're not involved in any of those other things that the Justice Department or FBI have been involved in. So it's better for the public and it's better for justice.
If you agree with that, comment yes or no in the chat. Make sure to hit the share button, like button. Just so you know, that question was basically they were trying to put it back on Trump. Like, how could you do this when Trump is a felon and he had all these investigations and all this other kind of stuff?
Well, that's what the investigation, I think, will show. You know, some people say, well, how would he have known to be there? But I think those of you who've covered the former president, when he is at Mar-a-Lago on the weekends, that is the #1 place he goes. So it isn't like this was like a 1 in a million chance. On the other hand, this guy went at night And it was not on any schedule that this was going to happen. It was more of a last-minute thing. And I don't even know that the club is open yet. I think they open in October. I know, in fact, I was talking with them a week or two ago. They did a lot of overseeding. I think the course is going to be in really good shape. And he's like, you got to come down and see it. But I don't think it's even open for the members yet. So why would he have chosen now to burrow in to that? I don't know the answer to that question. Our folks are going to look to see. And here's the thing.
That's some grassy knoll stuff right there.
To, blame this person or that person. It's, okay, let's just get the facts. Let's put it out for the public. Let's figure out this guy, you look at his rap sheet. You look at the things he's been involved in. This guy had red flags. I know he's been looked at by federal law enforcement. How the heck did it end up where he's in West Palm Beach in those bushes? And that's apart from the prosecution. People deserve the truth about that. They need to know his associations. They need to know his motivations, his ideology. And our guys are doing it. In fact, as soon as this happened, when I said investigate, I said save the social media, because what they do, Facebook will take it down.
And they did.
And try to hide it. FDLE saved all the social media. And they've been doing that type of research. So I think it's, I think it needs to be done. But that's I have no preconceived notions on this. They're going to do it, but they're going to do a thorough job, and I think produce answers that people have confidence in. Yes.
Bravo.
That's great.
Bravo.
So he was in good spirits. He did remark.
Okay, now
that,
they're talking about the president. All right, let's go back to us. Bravo, Ron DeSantis on fighting this battle. So again, as you see, this is a legitimate battle. Florida is refusing to give over this guy. And what terrifies me is you heard the mainstream media in there asking questions like, who are you and how do you get off by denying the federal government like this person, blah, 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 blah. And DeSantis is saying it as eloquently as possible. I'm not giving him over to the feds because I don't trust the feds. And if you don't trust the feds, comment, or if you think the feds are corrupt, comment yes or no in the chat. I 100% believe they're corrupt.
Why would you trust the feds? The DOJ is trying to prosecute
Can't
Trump.
trust them.
It's just, it's mind-boggling.
Here's my question, and this is why, again, I told you I believe this one's worse than Pennsylvania. And here's why. The guy was in there for 12 hours, okay, beforehand, all right? They're claiming it was a spontaneous decision to go golfing. His car was parked on the side of the road for 12 plus hours. The Secret Service doesn't do a sweep of the area before Donald Trump goes out there. The FBI, he's been on the radar since 2019. How does this happen? How does this guy know well enough? As Ron DeSantis says there, it's not the biggest thing in the world. Like Trump likes to golf when he's off. Okay. How did he know that Trump was off? How do you know that Trump was even at Mar-a-Lago in the first place? You see what I'm saying? Like there's so many worrisome things. What this sounds like is this guy got a call. It's like, hey, Trump's at Mar-a-Lago over the weekend. Trump normally likes to golf during the weekend. This might be a good time for you to scope it out and bog down for a while. And then also, here's another point. I guess he was just hanging out there for 12 hours. If Ron DeSantis points out the fact that everybody knows that that's the most vulnerable point, why wouldn't you check it? And then how would this guy know when Donald Trump's actually on the golf course or not?
That was supposedly closed.
That's closed to the public right now. All of these things make you wonder, this has to be an inside job. And so, again, I say, back to the Bama game that Trump's talking about attending and all this other stuff, I don't see how you can do it. And Don Jr., Eric, Laura, all of you guys, if you are watching this, I would strongly encourage you to please talk to the president because his security cannot be trusted. And if you can't trust the security, it doesn't matter how safe or secure it's supposed to be. It's not because you can't trust the security.
So I did some research yesterday on Trump's detail, and apparently candidates for the presidency usually have a full detail of Secret Service. Back when the last election was going on, because Biden was already the ex-vice president, they had a full detail for him, and Trump also did because they couldn't justify not having it for Trump. But this election cycle, Trump has less of a security detail because he's not a sitting president, and they're trying to blame it on DEI hires and budget cuts or whatnot, but Kamala has a full detail because she is the sitting vice president, and he does not. But Obama has more of a security detail than Trump does, and they keep saying that any candidate that is on the ballot to be president should have a full security detail with him at all times.
Well, and on top of that, not only is he the candidate, he's also a former president. So let's go ahead and jump to that clip real quick. So Tony's right, and this was broke on Fox News the other day, where they break to the fact that they're saying it's because Donald Trump is not the current sitting president, but Barack Obama actually has full security, full Secret Service security. So play the clip.
What a complete joke, Liz Peek. I mean, give me a break. They're over there on MSNBC having an entire conversation about toning down the rhetoric of Trump. He just had 2 assassination attempts on his life as they're calling him Hitler and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, it's really despicable. They're blaming Trump effectively for an attempt on Trump's life, Maria. It doesn't get stupider than that or more vile.
Yeah, and I just want to point out this. According to the Secret Service, the golf course yesterday was not fully secured because, quote, Trump is not a sitting president. Oh, really? Let's take a look at the kind of security President Obama has. Since he's no longer a sitting president, we've got pictures here of President Obama's golf course in Martha's Vineyard. Secret Service inspects every vehicle when they even drive near the course, Cheryl. So what's the answer? He's not a sitting president, yet the golf course that he's on is incredibly secure.
All of these questions should be answered because remember, in the fiscal
so there you go. Something is going on. So again, to my point, I think President Trump really needs to put his stand and fight ego aside, and he needs to acknowledge the fact that something is wrong. Something is going on. They are literally trying to kill him. And so you can't, in good conscience, go into these situations where you're putting yourself in more danger because you can't trust the people that are supposed to be protecting you. All right, but yes, go ahead.
Okay, so if they can geo-track every single person that was at the Capitol on January 6th and go through and look at all their messages and their Facebook posts and their Twitter posts, I want to geo-track everybody that is around President Trump, every employee of that golf course, and that dude's phone. I want to know what messages were going in, what messages were coming out, if there was a shared location with people on the outside. If they can do that for the J6 people, why can't they do that in this situation?
Well, they can. The question is, are they going to? So maybe the state of
go.
Florida will do it. All right.
Just
so even the media is acknowledging that this is being inspired by the hateful rhetoric within the media and the Harris campaign. All right. So let's listen to this clip right here.
What does the fact that he wanted to survive say to you?
It says that he's not he's not suicidal. Apparently, he wasn't going to take his own life if he was almost being captured. Clearly, we saw that he was captured.
Pause it really quick, real quick. Do you see his freaking car over there on the side of the road? So nobody saw that for 12 hours?
I was going to ask that question too.
Nobody saw the freaking car parked on the side of the road for 12 hours.
I have a lot of friends in law enforcement here where me and Graham are from, in the county we're from. That's like procedure. If a car is parked on,
that's his getaway car.
If a car is parked on the side of the road in the late hours of the night, the police will run those tags. Every one of them that are abandoned. Every abandoned car on the side of the road, the cop will pull behind, run the tag, and then, whatever. You run that tag, and maybe it's not his car.
It's
maybe
a
there's no
rental,
tag
probably.
on it. I don't know. But let's just say it is, you run that tag, you see that rap sheet, you scroll all the way down to 2002, weapon of mass destruction. Oh my God. There's too many questions for all of this.
I agree. Okay, keep playing it.
Tells me that he's probably much more politically motivated. The last shooter in Pennsylvania, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to promote him in any way, but he was clearly a guy that was looking for the notoriety of taking that shot. I would think we're going to find that this guy's extremely politically motivated and that he probably was spurred on by much of the political diatribes that are going on these days, talking about Trump, equating him to Hitler and things like that. So I don't think this is the last we'll see of crazies out there trying to do this.
No, it won't be.
All right, so that's interesting that he pointed that out. Now, you would think after an attempted assassination that they would tone the rhetoric down. Let's go to Wolf Blitzer. I want to go to that one. I want to go to that. And then even Hillary Clinton chimed in last night, the devil herself. But let's go to Wolf Blitzer here. Let's play this. This is, here we go. Let's play it.
Which is absurd on its face.
And it's interesting, SC, as Amisha just said, the Trump campaign is seizing on this apparent assassination attempt as a way to rile up his base. But how do you see it? How do you see independent and swing voters who are so critical in these battleground states right now reacting?
Which is
so Trump's trying to take advantage of the fact that he was attempted assassination to rile up the base. The base is riled up because this is the second assassination attempt in 2 months. But don't worry, Hillary Clinton had something to chime in. Listen to this horrific woman. Play it.
And boosting Trump back in 2016. But I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged.
That is her wanting to lock up people for opinions on social media. This is Trump. All right, here we go.
I am struck by the fact that as his campaign careens into very, very offensive territory, the association with Holocaust deniers and the outrages at Arlington National Cemetery, of all places, the insults to recipients of the Medal of Honor, the recent incredibly racist and dangerous lies about specific groups of immigrants, Haitians in this case, and Venezuelans in the case of Colorado. I am struck by the fact that as much as we thought we might have been inoculated against sort of outrage tactics like that, where everything else gets thrown by the wayside and everybody starts responding to his outrage du jour, it's a way of sort of yanking everybody's chain. I sort of feel like we haven't learned. And he's still being taught, especially by the media, that the more offensive he is, the more he can dominate the media space entirely. And I feel like you've been a good diagnoser of that, not only from when you were up against him, but from what others have done. So do you have an antidote for that, or a way that people can talk themselves out of taking that bait?
I think that's really a critical question. And I think there's a couple of things going on here. You mentioned the press, and sadly, the press is still not able to cover Trump the way that they should. They careen from one outrage to the next. What was outrageous 3 days ago is no longer on the front pages, even though it threatens the physical safety of so many people, particularly, as you point out, immigrants that he and Vance have decided to demonize. And I don't understand why it's so difficult for the press to have a consistent narrative about how dangerous Trump is. The late, great journalist Harry Evans, one time said that, journalists should, really try to achieve objectivity. And by that, he said, I mean, they should cover the object. Well, the object in this case is Donald Trump. His demagoguery, his danger to our country and the world.
Pause.
And stick
there you go.
with it.
All right. So that's the point. These people, this is a 4.5 minute segment of them basically just talking about how horrible Trump is. and what a threat to our country he is.
How can they justify saying what they're saying? They are literally comparing Trump to Hitler, and he's had 2 assassination attempts on his life, but he's the dangerous one. I don't understand how these people come on live TV and spew all their garbage, and people are buying into it. It's just
my favorite part about this whole little thing is Rachel Maddow talking about the Haitians in Springfield and the Venezuelans in Colorado. Okay, like he's talking evil rhetoric about immigrants. So Trump focuses on what's going on in Springfield, which we all know is a travesty right now. And then you've got a group of Venezuelans taking over an apartment complex. Trump calls that out. He calls what's going on in Springfield out. But the media broadcast it as Trump hates immigrants. All of you. Every one of you. I don't care where you're from. He hates all Haitians. He hates all Venezuelans because he's focusing on what's going on in 2 cities.
Yeah. Well, and again, it continues. Even Brian Crassington yesterday posted something that says he was responding to somebody that said the fact they keep trying to kill Trump is reason enough to vote for him. Brian Crassington said there were 42 assassination attempts on Hitler. It's hardly a reason to vote for someone. That's, and I actually reported that one. I very rarely do, but I responded, considering the fact that rhetoric is playing a huge part in these assassination attempts, maybe you should be careful how you are comparing Trump to Hitler. At X safety, this guy needs to be looked at. These people need to be looked at on a daily basis because this is what they continue to do. But, and then Hillary Clinton also said that she thinks that Americans that post what they deem misinformation should be put in jail. Either criminal or civil or whatever it may be. But don't worry, the campaign has put out receipts for the world to see about all the things that they have said about Donald Trump. This first page is only one statement at the bottom. Is Kamala Harris repeatedly, Trump is a threat to our democracy and fundamental. Let's go to the next one here so we can see a little more. All right, let's go up. Fundamental freedoms, Kamala Harris. It's on us to recognize the threat Trump poses. Kamala Harris, does one of us have to come out alive? Ha, ha, ha. Joe Biden, it's time to put Trump in a bullseye. Joe Biden, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trump is a threat to this nation. Joe Biden, there is one existential threat. It's Donald Trump. Joe Biden, Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. He's literally a threat to everything America stands for. Joe Biden, Trump and MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. Joe Biden, Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundation of our republic, and that is a threat to this country. Tim Walz, are Republicans a threat to democracy? Yes. Are they going to put people's lives in danger? Yes. Gwen Walz, bye-bye Donald Trump. Representative Nancy Mace, Trump is a threat to our democracy of the kind that we have not seen. Representative Jasmine Crockett, MAGA in general, they are threats to us domestically. Representative Dan Goldman, he is destructive to our democracy and he has to be eliminated. Disgraced Harris staffer TJ Ducklow, Trump is an existential, urgent threat to our democracy. Top surrogate Liz Cheney, Trump presents a fundamental threat to the republic, and we are seeing it on a daily basis. There's more.
Really quick, though, you said Nancy Mace. You meant Nancy Pelosi. Anyone listening on audio, Nancy Mace did not say that.
Sorry, excuse me. Nancy Pelosi said
very different people.
Hold on, go back. Let me reread the statement. Nancy Pelosi said, Trump is a threat to our democracy of the kind that we have not seen. Thank you, Royce. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, next. It's a lot here, people. You get the point. Trump is the enemy of the United States. Are Trump supporters preparing a civil war against us? I want to know about all those right-wing organizations that Trump is connected with who are training up in the hills somewhere. Trump is an existential threat to our democracy. Trump is the greatest threat to our democracy. Trump cannot be president again. He's an existential threat to democracy. Trump remains the greatest threat to our democracy. What unifies us as a party is knowing that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy. Trump is a threat to our democracy. The threats to our democratic republic are real. Trump Trump and his extreme right-wing followers pose an existential threat to our democracy. We cannot underestimate the threat Trump poses to American democracy. Trump is an extreme danger to our democracy. Trump is an existential threat to the American democracy. Trump is a threat to our democracy. Trump needs to be shot. And the list goes on and on and on. Who is fueling the hateful rhetoric that is leading to political violence? It is the Democrat Party. If you agree with that, comment yes or no in the chat right now. But let's get to Mike Johnson about the Secret Service. This is a statement Mike Johnson makes about the Secret Service. Let's play it.
Mr. Speaker, it is interesting, because he is not just the nominee for the Republican Party, but also a former president. The reality is former presidents don't have the same kind of security bubble that current presidents do. Jimmy Carter, you got to figure he does not have as big a bubble as the current president, nor does Barack Obama. They've got protection. But nonetheless, he is the nominee. He is a former president. He is in need of more security.
He is. That's very well said. And, you saw him compliment online yesterday the Secret Service that are protecting him now. I got a briefing from the acting director of the Secret Service, Ron Routh, within 90 minutes of the event. I was actually sitting with President Trump when he called. We listened to that in detail. And what I understand happened is that those agents that were with him yesterday saw that barrel of that gun between the bushes on a golf course. I mean, that's a difficult thing to spot. Right. Thankfully, they did. But unlike in Butler, they did not pause. They immediately pulled their weapons and fired. I think that's why this guy, the suspect, the shooter, threw the gun in the bushes and ran. Had they not been there, had they not acted so quickly and so decisively, we might be having a different conversation today. President Trump needs the most coverage of anyone. He's the most attacked. He's the most threatened, yes. Even probably more than when he was in the Oval Office. So we are demanding in the House that he have every asset available, and we will make more available if necessary. I don't think it's a funding issue. I think it's a manpower allocation.
Couple of things. Number
right,
one,
pause. So I agree with this 100%. And then you see here the campaign has actually requested more protection. Let's go to that. It should be the next one. Yeah, Trump campaign requests increased security after second assassination attempt. While the Secret Service has not commented, other sources confirm that Trump's security has been significantly increased since July. How bad was it before July? The agency is balancing these measures with preparations for the upcoming United Nations General Assembly and protection of other 2024 candidates, potentially requiring additional funding from Congress. Do you know who is in charge with giving the actual answer, yes or no, if Donald Trump gets more Secret Service protection?
The president.
Joe Biden.
Yep.
So, Graham.
Joe Biden's responsible for that. Do you think he'll get it? Yes or no? I don't think he will.
So yesterday I brought up the point of lots of retired veterans coming out and saying, please, Mr. President, let us help you. They'll do it for free. Speaker Johnson just said that they have the funding. It's not the funding issue. It's allocating the manpower to get over there. If they have the funding, why can't they just take some of that funding and say, we're going to pay for all of these not Secret Service, special forces people who want to help us, come and help us just for the lodging, and they'll do it for free. I mean, why couldn't Speaker Johnson just take it and just initiate it to say, dude, we're done messing with the DOJ and President Biden and whatnot. We're not going to wait for him because they're going to kill our president.
Here's the problem. I don't think that the Secret Service would allow it to happen because of the background checks you got to do and all the stuff to even get near the president to take a picture.
I don't think the Secret Service would allow both to happen at the same time. It's going to have to be either A, more Secret Service agents, or B, private security.
And again, I would say, sorry, Secret Service. I mean, this is already twice. I know you guys saved my life. I'm going with Plan B. I'm going with my own private security.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, again, I don't know the rules there. I think I'm pretty positive that Secret Service has total domain and control, and so I don't know if Trump.
Yeah,
here's
they're
the
doing a bang
part.
up job.
I don't know if Trump has the authority to be able to tell the Secret Service no. I don't think he does, because the Secret Service's sole mission is to be able to honestly take control of the president to protect him however they deem they need to protect him. It doesn't matter, I'm not giving any light to George Bush here, but when 9/11 happened, George Bush was in the air, and I believe they wanted to take him to Camp David, and he said, no, you take me back to the White House. And they told him to sit down and shut up, that you're going to Camp David, kind of thing. In the initial, I'm pretty sure it was Camp David. Either way, my point is, when dangerous situations arise, the president doesn't have they don't care what the president says.
No, not at all. The Secret Service, once that threat is there, that it's Secret Service. It's not what Trump wants to do. It's not what the president wants to do. It's not what it's kind of like, Graham, when you ran PSD operations in Iraq. Once that threat is there,
that general gets thrown around. It doesn't matter.
I mean, whoever you're guarding is thrown around like a rag doll.
Which brings up the conversation about the iconic photo that he got. Love the photo, but I don't think he should have been able to do that.
Well, right. The fact that he even was able, and again, the photo was iconic. Nobody's arguing that. The fact that he was even able to say, wait, and tell the crowd, to keep fighting, that should not have been. He should have been put in a chokehold and drug off the stage. That's the reality of the situation.
Yeah, I had this conversation with my wife. I believe.
Great photo, and it'll be in the history books, but it should not have been allowed to happen. Here's the thing, and this is the end of the show, and this is where we're going to end it, because I want us to pray this thing out while there's a lot of people watching. Again, to echo Dan Bongino yesterday, and this is why I think President Trump and the team needs to take a hard look at not just the next 49 days, but until January. If he continues to do what he's doing, let me say that one more time. If Donald Trump continues to make the decisions that he's making, golfing out in the open, going to the freaking Bama-Georgia game, like all these things, Donald Trump is not going to make it to the White House, even if he wins. They are going to kill him because his security cannot be trusted. The internal systems that are protecting Donald Trump are compromised. There is no way that it can be deemed anything else, whether that be compromised in the sense of they're intentionally helping or compromised in the sense of they are absolutely ignorant and unable to do their job the correct way. If Donald Trump truly wants to save this country, then he needs to take a real hard look at what he's doing because it's bigger than him. We all know that he's tough. We all know that he is able to stand strong in the face of fear and adversity and threat of death. We got it. But Mr. President, if you are murdered, this country burns to the ground. And you really need to take a good hard look at that. Are you trying to save the country, or are you trying to prove how big and bad you are now at this point? That's the question that I think really, are you really doing what's best for the country right now by exposing yourself to get murdered because you can't trust the systems that are set to protect you? I don't think the answer to that question is yes. I think that Donald Trump, I really do. I think he needs to do nothing but enclosed arena rallies from now on. No more golfing. Hey, you got 49 days, bro. Put the freaking clubs down. Like, I'm serious. Put the freaking clubs down because you can't trust your security. Todd, I see you going no. He can't trust the security, Todd.
I know, man, but it's a double-edged sword. Like, I understand. Listen, I understand where you're coming from, bro. I get it. I get it. I'm just not that dude. And neither are you, man. Like, you wouldn't do it either. Like, you would still be out and about.
Yeah, Todd.
That's not what it's about. No,
surviving
Todd.
2 assassination attempts? Yeah, I would. I'd be like, look, we've got to get to the White House to actually fix this thing.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Well, and maybe I'm crazy, but
here's how I look at it, though. I see what you're saying, Todd, but Todd, you were both in the military. You understand what it takes to protect someone like this. I do agree with Graham, though, that in this scenario, the common sense thing to do is to stay hidden and do things the right way. I agree with you, though. It's good for his campaign and all of that, but he needs to be out of a position where he can be in danger.
Here's the biggest thing for you to think about, Todd. Think about it a different way. If he continues to make the decisions he's making right now and he gets murdered, he is letting the evil get what they actually want, which is for him to be dead. And so at a certain point, you have to stop literally giving the enemy an open shot to come after you. You have to do it different. You have to.
I think that he's in a no-win situation. I think that if he goes out there, then yep, that could possibly happen. But if he starts wearing RoboCop armor and staying in the basement and changing his schedule and not making public appearances, I think that,
I didn't say that's not what I said. I said stop going to open air appearances.
That's what I'm saying.
Go to enclosed stadiums that can be actually.
There won't be. It'll hurt him. But think about this on the flip side. Maybe they're making these attempts because they've just been attempts at this point. There hasn't really been no trained individual that can put him down. That can really put him down. So maybe this is.
But think of it
to
this
get
way.
him to do that.
He's a very smart man, and what he's been doing isn't very smart. I know he's a bad dude. I know that nobody's gonna tell him what to do. We get all that, but to Graham's point is that if they do wind up being successful in assassinating him, what happens to the rest of us? This country does take a turn for the worse, and we're gonna be left holding the bill. And remember,
I'm not saying hide. I'm saying stop making these stupid decisions that make it easier for somebody to take a shot at you.
Correct. And
that's
remember,
what I'm saying.
Biden is the one who's in charge of getting him more protection. They've already shot him in the ear. They could have shot him and killed him, 100%. And they still haven't given him the full protection that he deserves. So what does that tell us? It tells us that they're trying to assassinate him.
Yeah, and I see some people saying, Graham's a soy boy and all this stuff. Well, the only thing I say to that is, what are you going to do if Trump gets killed? What happens?
The country's going to burn if it happens.
How have you actually affected anything if you encourage this thing? It's the same thing we're talking about, that you can go on your large social media platforms and you can burn it down, and then they'll cut all your communication off, and then you'll never hear Dear America again. You'll never hear the truth again. Did you actually accomplish anything? No, you didn't. If Trump freaking gets himself killed before he can get to the White House to attempt to fix this country, did you accomplish anything? Only you can answer that question for yourself.
It's like we said a couple times. I think the country burns no matter what. Like if he gets killed, it burns. If he wins the election, it burns.
Well, I'd rather it burn with us being in control.
It's gonna burn no matter what. So I'm sorry, I can't. I don't think he should change a thing. Matter of fact, I think he should come out more, just to tell them I ain't scared of you. That's
gonna get him killed, man.
Hey,
that's how he dies right there.
You can't live in fear, bro. You can't.
Yeah, but you also have to live differently when you're the president of the United States. The end.
Maybe
there has to be strategy in order to get him in the White House. That's the goal.
Under that philosophy, why have Secret Service at all? Why have protection at all?
I get that.
Under that philosophy, though, and this is not just to you, this is to people in the chat. Under that philosophy, he should just get rid of all security. And he should drive himself. And he should drive himself wherever he wants to go.
He should give everybody a schedule.
He should man up, stop flying private. He should fly domestic in first class. He should man up and walk everywhere he wants to go. At his own rallies, he shouldn't be bussed into the back. He should walk through the general population like everybody else. What associates having balls versus not having balls?
No, I'm not saying.
That's all I'm saying.
That's an extreme. I think he should still take every precaution, and he should still request, the extra security and bring in the technology, drones, have all that stuff, do all of those things. But I'm sorry, man.
But if you can't trust that, it's the same thing as what I just said.
Well, if you can't trust it now, then he's not going to be able to trust it when he's president.
And somebody just said, and I'm going to push back on this, Bumblebee 41, not if God leads his path, Graham. I completely disagree with that 100%. You can't live your life testing God. Like, okay, all right, I think God's with me, so I'm just going to freaking do all this crazy crap because God's not going to let me be killed. I don't think that that's the way that works, people. I mean, I think God can have his hand on your life, but God also gives you wisdom to make decisions. I don't think you actively get to go, thanks for saving my life that time, God. I'm going to go do it right all over again. I don't think that that's how that works. Like, I don't think that you get to challenge God on, okay, God, are you really protecting me? Okay, cool. I'm just going to go do this. Show me the place in the Bible where somebody was like, you know what? I think God's with me, so I'm going to test him on this real quick, and I'm going to go do this. No, they were willing to die, and then God chose to protect them in that situation right there. Not, okay, God, blah, 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 blah. You saved me once, you saved me twice. Let's keep this winning streak going. I don't think that that's how that works. I don't think you get to challenge God in that regard. And so, yeah, God has now saved him twice. At what point are you going to use your own wisdom to do things more tactfully and to do things more strategic and surgical? At what point are you going to stop giving the enemy the best opportunity to take you out possible? That's my thoughts. Agree, disagree. Make sure to hit the like button, share button, comment in the chat. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Todd? Do you agree with none of us? Let us know what you think.
Everybody agrees with me. It's fine.
Yeah. But let's pray this thing out. Todd, let's pray this thing out before we get to the questions. Let's go.
All right, let us bow. Father, I just thank you for an open discussion, open dialogue. Father, I thank you for these three men that get to share this screen with me. I thank you for the differing opinions and just the fact that we have this platform that we can go out and we can speak the truth and then we can all leave as friends, even in the chat. Father, we love you for all the blessings that you give us and everything that you do for us, that you go ahead of us, you pave the way for us, that you open the doors that need to be open and shut the ones that need to be shut, and give us the knowledge to be able to distinguish between the two. Father, if there is somebody out there that needs you or that is far away from you, I just ask that you meet those individuals where they are, that you reveal yourself to them, and you show them the love and grace that you show us every single day. Father, forgive us of our sins, Lord, and just thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who carried that cross, who was nailed to it, who hung his head and died on it, and then he rose again on a third day to prove that he had power over death. Father, I thank you for that sacrifice. And we ask all these things in your Son's name, and all God's people said.
Amen. All right, before we get into super questions, ladies and gentlemen, remind you to hit that like button and hit the share button wherever you may be watching. Also, make sure that you subscribe wherever you may be watching. And please leave us a comment in the comment section. Your thoughts. We do so love to read those and hear what you have to say. But we got super questions, so let's get to them.
Let's do it. Here we go. First $5 one is just $5. Just thank you.
Thank you, David. McQuarter.
Yeah, he did another one right after.
Oh, okay.
I want to encourage you and all the listeners to watch this video on YouTube. God said to do this to save America firepower. You will be amazed. Okay.
Interesting.
Let me write that down.
Right.
Check it out.
We'll check it out.
I personally love this comment.
Saved by grace alone. I watch daily from Canada. Thank you kindly for sharing truth. I would love to see your show have John Cooper of Skillet as a guest. Is it possible?
John Cooper's a good friend of mine. He's been on the show a lot. He's been in the middle of moving, and so he's been pretty busy lately. Daughter just got married, all that good stuff. But yeah, John comes on the show all the time. So yeah, I'm sure you'll see it.
Cool dude. Patriot Paladin, why is every news outlet political journalist, and even that guy you just live played, always called Trump former President Trump, but they always say President Obama, Bush, and etc.?
Because they hate him. That's why. He is the only president that they say that to. Like, president is a forever title. The end.
Yo.
Here we go.
Redneck Ingenuity. Like that name. Ron DeSantis. DeSantis knows if he hands him to the feds, he will get Hillaried to keep him quiet.
Yep, I agree.
That's true. Got a lot of Patriot Paladin again. The golf game seems less of a spontaneous venture and more of a planned event that was leaked from Trump's inner circle. That's what I said. I watched something last night about people trying to pin the leak on J.D. Vance. Oh,
interesting.
I mean, who knows? But I will say again, there's a leak somewhere. Like, and I
really
think that
easy.
I think
Like,
that's apparent. Like, I don't think you can think anything
it's
else.
so simple because I can literally send Graham a text message right now of my location, and I can give it to him all day. Like, he can see everywhere I go.
Yeah,
like, it's that easy.
That is a good point. I actually didn't think of it that way because when you go golfing, it's not a quick. I'm gonna
No.
go. You know,
No, and
playing
you think about it.
Playing
It has
18
to
holes of
be-
golf is like 5 hours.
Yes, and it has to be somebody that has a visual of Trump that can physically see him. So I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it's
something's
coming
going
out.
on there.
It's
Yep,
coming
something's
out.
going on there. Yep.
Maybe Elaine Harper, DeSantis may have just nipped this in the bud. Go, Ron. I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope
He
so.
needs
I
to
hope they
stand
got the car
strong.
battery hooked up to old boy right now.
Keep that guy there.
Yeah, Braz Wyan. As a signal NCO, Graham knows all about that. I want the metadata from phones that were around him in D.C. This is what I said. If we could do that for J6ers, we can do it for this turncoat. Yeah, 100%, dude.
Yeah,
I agree.
agree.
100%. Striker J, someone needs to ask Trump if someone said to him, hey, you have a free day, why not play a round of golf? It's the only explanation. Whoever made the suggestion is part of the setup.
Again, I'm telling you, there is a leak inside of Trump's camp somewhere, either within the campaign, either within his friend circle, or within the security details themselves. At this point, I don't see how you can come to any other conclusion than that.
Yeah. Paladin again. Watching Rachel Madcow talk to her mom about us demonizing foreigners is rich. If those illegals set up mattresses in their front yard, do you know the National Guard would be rules for thee? Hey,
Yeah.
man, I'm just telling you. If I had like 15 mattresses out in my front yard, it may be a bad day.
Yep, I
I'd
agree.
be on the national news. Jesse Paz, Trump is a threat to their democracy. That's why they're really mean.
That's what they really mean. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
My
It is
bad.
why they're mean. Yes.
That's
They
why
are
they're really
mean.
mean.
Yeah.
They are really mean.
No, but that's the point, right? Like Trump threatens the elite oligarch status, globalist status that they have created in our world and especially in our country. And for someone that they're trying so desperately to keep out, it makes me even more apparent that you got to keep that you got to put him in. And so, anyway, all right.
I like the way you said it the first time, Todd.
Yeah, I
They're
know.
big
I was like,
meanies. They're just
Hello.
meanies.
As a former jailer, I can say that once a juvenile is in custody, parents are called and told were to go see their child at the juvie detention center. That is an accurate statement because I was called for a certain child. So continue.
Okay, and that may be true, but who released the video? I highly
That-
doubt
yeah,
that
that's
the
good.
parents
That's a good
said that you can release that video of my
That
kid.
didn't look
So-
like body cam footage either. That
It looked like somebody
cell
was
phone.
standing there with a
It looked like
phone.
cell phone footage. So
Anyway,
maybe the
all
mom
right.
did it. I don't know. Angela Durham, I agree with Graham. What is 47 days compared to 4 years? Our country needs him.
Yeah.
I'm not, I think there's a healthy balance.
Look, all I'm saying is when I say these things, I say it from a standpoint of I want to win. We don't win if President Trump is murdered.
That's true.
We don't win. That's all I'm saying. If you want to win, what is the best way for you to win? Well, the first thing is you got to stay alive. That's the first thing. And so that's all that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, and again, it'd be different if he had his own. If he had his own private security and he had his own people. Yeah.
Moles. We are praying that Trump realizes that is bigger than himself and God's protection for him and his family. Others around him are in danger as well, his family and his supporters. I ain't in danger. S Beach 82. Sorry, Todd, but Graham is correct here. It's time to put the clubs down and live to golf another day. Can't make America great again if you're dead. But here's my pushback on that statement. If he puts them down now, he's going to have to put them down forever. You think he's just in trouble now? No, he's going to be in trouble when he's president. He's going to be in trouble after 4 years. He's always going to be in trouble. If he starts running in fear now, he'll be running in fear for the rest of his life.
But putting down the golf clubs, making yourself the soft target, is not running in fear. That's called not being an idiot.
I agree. I'm not.
If you make yourself a soft target on purpose, you are being an idiot.
Then he's going to have to live the rest of his life as a soft
And I'll
target.
say this then don't be president.
I agree with that.
Don't make the decision to go be the
First time somebody took a
president.
shot at me, I'd be like, I'm done.
Don't make the decision to go be president then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there is a certain amount of accountability of this stuff. I get death threats all the time because I choose to get on this show every day and do this show. I am consistently making the decision. My kids can't go to public school even if I wanted to send them there, which I don't. I have to live my life a different way than other people because I choose to do this.
I'm not disagreeing with anything that you're saying. This is just the redneck coming out of me. I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Sorry.
But this is Donald Trump. He's running for president.
Again,
Graham is not
this is my
saying that he
opinion.
needs to stop campaigning. He's just saying he needs to protect himself until he can make a change. Joe Biden is the only one holding him back from having better Secret Service. When Trump is in office, different story. Completely different story.
I'm going to say something I say to my family every time we're having a discussion. Let's agree to disagree.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think there's a happy medium. Graham's sweating. Next question.
No, the happy medium is get into the White House and then we can figure out a way because you can, at that point, you're in charge of the Secret Service.
Exactly.
And then you can fire everybody, make Dan Bongino director of Secret Service, and then you can go golfing again. Like, you know what I mean? I don't see how making yourself an easy target to get killed is the smart play. And honestly, I don't see how that shows courage. It shows
recklessness.
Yeah, recklessness, in my opinion.
I
But
mean,
go ahead.
hello.
That's true. Yeah, Todd.
It's
You-
me,
You're the
Samantha.
perfect. You are
It's
the
not
perfect
about-
one to be making that argument.
That's what I'm
Todd.
saying. It's not about him anymore. It's about us too. He needs to be safe. Trump even said, "They're not after me. They're after you. I'm just in the way." So he needs to be smart because all of us will be screwed.
That's a good thing. So
I'm not
they're not
disagreeing with
after. They're not really after me. They're after you. I'm just standing in the way. Well, if you allow them to get you out of the way, then how are you helping any of us? So
yeah. Striker J, Todd, you are correct, sir. If he stays home and stops moving, then he's a much easier target. I would rather risk a bullet on the run than a rocket launcher in your living room.
Nobody's saying stay home.
I don't disagree with that statement, Striker J. I'm not saying. I don't know how I'm getting misconstrued on what I'm saying. I'm not saying hunker down in Mar-a-Lago and never leave. That's not what I said. I said stop going out in open-aired, apparently impossible situations to protect on the golf course. I'm saying do your rallies inside of a stadium, and it makes it so much easier to contain that area. I'm not talking about hiding. I'm talking about being smarter. There's a difference. Nobody said hide. Nobody said that. I just said be smarter. Go ahead.
Boda, 87. I think Todd is thinking similarly to how we had to think after the Trade Center. Don't let the terrorists win. But the thing I hear from Graham is saying it's one man, not a large group. And yeah, that's what Graham's saying. And I agree with that. I do. I think I don't
understand what they're saying here.
Yeah,
all right. So when 9/11, after 9/11 happened, we said don't live in fear. All of us as a group. But this is one man, not an entire group of people. So
and again, if this one man is murdered, there's going to be civil war in the country.
For sure.
Kamala Harris is then going to turn off our election. You know what I mean? Due to civil unrest within the country, and then it's all over, man. It's all over at that point. To me, that is letting them win. If we continue to let Trump be bullheaded and make himself a soft target, we are letting the Democrats win. I want to win. That's all I'm saying.
Who would have thought this subject was going to be so
well, you never know which ones. This is right up there with the Mormon thing. All right, next.
Little Mama Lee, Trump is in, I am covered by God mood. That's what I call it. My son went through it when he kicked cancer's butt 11 years ago. Like I had to teach my son, that's called testing God instead of being smart. Agreed. Do not test the Lord thy God. I get it. But Gideon did twice, FYI. Kaylee baby, Trump has to protect himself first. It's like that saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to fill your cup first. He has to protect himself first if he wants to protect all of us.
Again, that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about cowering down and being like Putin and never leaving his kingdom or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying stop making these dumb decisions when people are obviously trying to murder you and they're succeeding in their attempts. Like one literally struck you in the face with a bullet. I just, your security can't be trusted. Anyway, moving on.
Mamoose. Is there anything Trump has not brought up that he should? They have already tried twice to kill him. Go for broke. I feel he needs to call out all the human trafficking of children. He's going to do that.
I mean, he has. I mean,
that's why they're trying to kill him. Like that's why they're trying to kill him, because he's going to open the floodgates on all this stuff. Okay. Jboard 92. I think they need to waterboard that fella until he spills his guts. Find out who is sending them.
Yeah, I agree.
Hook him up to the car battery. Let's go.
Hey, man, yeah, don't ask me about interrogation tactics because you won't like to hear what I have to say.
Yeah. I'll take you to a place where they can't hear you scream. I'll get the information.
Anybody want any suggestions, give me a call.
Yep.
Tony knows more than anyone.
Caitlin Butler to Sater. Just want to say I love y'all. Thank y'all for the laughs and the truth. I agree with Graham. Trump is not safe.
And that's it.
Cool.
All right, cool. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. We appreciate it very much. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that follow button. And make sure to leave us a comment wherever you're watching. We do so love to read your opinions. That's all we got for this episode. Tony, say goodbye.
See you all tomorrow.
Royce.
See you guys.
Todd.
See you at 1 and love you, miss you, mean
Oh, yeah. Make sure to tune in to Todd's show at 1 o'clock in the hot seat Eastern time. 1 o'clock Eastern time. In the hot seat, part of the Dear American family. That's it. And as always, I'm Graham Allen. Stay awake, not woke. Trust in God, not the government. And as always, stay free.